Okay, hi, good evening everyone. I hope I am audible. Can I have a quick confirmation in the chat? So I'm just looking, if I'm looking this side, guys, I'm looking at your chats. Okay, so we have around 177 people. That's great. Hi, good evening everyone. Just let me know if you guys are able to see me and hear me very clearly. Uh, yes. Okay, great. Thank you. Okay, so I welcome you all to you can say a special session where we are going to basically build an animated story generator using Gemini APIs, and we are going to build it all together, right? So it's not pre-written code that we are just going to enter. I'm going to try to explain each and every step. Yep. So before we move ahead, okay, let me just check the chat. Okay, give me a sec. Okay, so I'm just going before. Yes, it's almost 6:33. We're going to wait for another 2 minutes for all the students to join. Meanwhile, have a quick round of introductions. So I'm Prasad Sawant. I'm one of the co-founders here at LetsUpgrade, and I'm also the co-organizer for the community that is collaborating with LetsUpgrade for this workshop called as ML Mumbai, formerly known as TFUG Mumbai. So ML Mumbai runs a lot of technical events, workshops, conferences in Mumbai in the space of AI and ML. So, yep, and Let's Upgrade, as you all know, is one of the top leading edtech communities in India. We have almost 1.6 million students learning worldwide, students and professionals learning worldwide in our free and paid programs. Yep. So before we move ahead, I'd like to know from which all states, cities you are joining. So I'm just going to write a quick introduction of myself in the chat. Hi, I am. Okay. Hi. It's quite difficult to type here by seeing here. Prasad from Mumbai. And also, I'd like to know how many of you guys have actually worked with AI APIs, like Gemini APIs prior to this. Like if you have already worked with few, or this is your first time working with AI APIs, I'd like to also note that. Okay, we have Andhra Pradesh, Delhi, Sri Lanka. Hi, West Bengal, Rajasthan, Pune. First time, no sir, no experience. First time, Himachal Pradesh. First time. Okay, great. So around 235 students I had like good number to start. So before we move on, I'll just like to announce again that we already sent out a message. Yes, we are going to give you $5 Google Cloud credits, but that can be also redeemed while that can be only redeemed while you're in this session. So after that, you won't be able to. Basically, the time will run out, and since they are limited, you won't be able to get that thing. Also, we are going to use those credits because you're going to utilize a lot of paid things in the API today, like image generation and all of that stuff using Google Image Gen. So yeah, before we move ahead, let's basically see what we're going to build today. Okay, let me just switch my screen again to a different mode so you guys can basically see this better. Yeah. So we're going to build an AI powered animated story video generation using Gemini API. Yep. So for that, again, we are going to use Gemini and AI Studio. Just a minute, guys. I hope my camera disconnected out of nowhere. I don't know what happened. So we should be back now. Yep. So I'm looking at the chat. Can anyone in the chat explain what is Gemini and what is AI Studio? Okay, I have tried Google Gemini Basic Model API to integrate chatbot. Okay, what is Gemini and what is AI Studio? I'm looking for answers from you guys now, and if not, I'm going to basically answer it. Okay, Gemini is an AI. Okay, Gemini AI is an agentic AI developed by Google. Okay, Gemini is a LLM model. Okay, that's a good answer. It is an AI built by Google. Okay, so Gemini is one of the LLM model you can say built under the project DeepMind. Yep, it's by the Google DeepMind, and AI Studio is nothing but a playground for you to test out all the versions of Gemini, right, prompts, and all of that stuff. You can basically also get your API keys from AI Studio, and also we can do that from GCP, that is Google Cloud Platform. Yeah, I'm going to show you both of those. Yes. Yep. And yep. So we are also running a social media challenge, right? So what you need to do is, again, you can take a screenshot of this page. You can basically remember this URL. I am going to, okay, it is, okay, let me just, so what you need to do is you basically need to write what you have learned, tag me, let's upgrade, and TFUG Mumbai, that is the previous handle for ML Mumbai. Okay, and write what you learned in today's session. Also, you need to also attach the screenshot of what you guys are building. So do not do it right now. Sorry. So please do not do it right now. Keep it for later. I'm just giving it for you guys so that you guys can keep it handy. Just trying to write. Yep. So this is the URL. I have put it in the chat box. I'm going to spam it a few times. Please take a note of it. Hi, good evening, all the people who are joining now. Yep, I'm going to spam it a few minutes. Yep. So all you need to do is you basically need to write what you have learned about in today's session while we create the API integrations, right? The program in Python. Yeah, Python is the language that we're going to use today so that it's easy for also the newcomers to understand. And attach screenshots, and do not just copy paste. So it's a pre-written content that we have given it. Even if you click on that link, it will load a post. All you need to do is add screenshots. You can edit the content. Please ensure that the tags are not changed. The content you can change as you want, but do not change the tags, right? Now to the main part, how do you redeem the credit? So I also have a detailed step-by-step guide that I have written for you guys. I'll share this PPT at the end of this session. So meanwhile, what I can do for you is, let me just take this thing and put it in the chat for now. So I'll ask the moderators to also add this in the description. Yep. Okay. So all you have to do is you basically need to go and scan this URL. So I'm going to do this along with you. So in case you guys are new to this whole thing, you guys understand how this whole thing works, right? You can scan this URL, or also you can take this link. Again, I'm going to put this link in the chat. You just need to click this link. Ensure that you are signing up with Google. So let me just open the link right here so that I can show you the step by steps. Yeah. So if you see, right, I have given the link. So I'm going to open the link right here. And this is something that I'll land on. And I'm going to select my email ID. So you have to select your email ID. If you see, right, to select login using your Google account. And once you log in using your Google account, the next thing you need to do is click here to access the credits. You will be seeing a button. So let's see. Okay, it is not letting me log in with my office email ID. So I'm going to need to do it on a different thing altogether. Okay, let me try it with my personal email ID. So I'm going to use some another email ID. So yep, so I hope you guys don't spam me later. Okay, looks like I've already claimed on that. So give me a second, I'll just share my another screen where I can actually go and utilize this for another account. Okay, yep. So I'm going to switch my screen for a minute, and I'm going to add an additional screen. Yep. Yep. So I'm going to hit on continue, and that should get me back here. Yep. So this is something that you will land onto. As you can see, you can basically click here to access credits. Yeah, I hope everyone is, yeah, it is safe. Don't worry, this is directly from Google Cloud. So this is nothing that I have created up personally on my own. So yeah, so this is from Google Cloud directly. Yep. So I hope everyone has understood till now. Can I get a quick confirmation in the chat? Yes, if till now the steps are clear. We have reached till the stage that we are on this particular part. I hope this is clear. Yes, yes. Can I get confirmation? Yes, thank you. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So okay, now it works. So then what you have to do is basically fill in your details. If not, by default it is not there. So once you click on the claim credits, it should by default have a code that is added. If you see my name is there, you can just agree to this because this is the first time in creating an account. This is the reason it's asking me to do so. There will be a code, right? If you can see the code right here. Yep, so coupon code. You need to read. If you want to read the terms and conditions, come down and just click on the accept and continue. So once you do this, you should see a message like credit successfully applied, and it will take you into the Google Cloud Console. Is everyone till here with me? Yes, yes. Yeah. So now once you come into the Google Cloud, right, you should be able to see something called as a trial billing account, right? If you can see here, it is something called as a trial billing account, and that means that our credit is now successfully added. And if you want to see how much credits have been added, just click on this, and that should basically open the billing account like this. Again, I have put down the steps for you guys, right? This is something that will open up, and if you scroll down, you will be able to see something called as credits, right? So you can go and check how many credits are still remaining. Yeah, so if you see, it is $5 value. So you guys have successfully claimed $5, and that is now available for you for the next 365 days. So the expiry is 365 days. If you see at the end, it is May 14, 2026, and you guys can use it for any use. So please understand that do not overuse it because it will just expire. So that's it. So how many guys have claimed the credits? Can I get a quick thumbs up in the chat? Can I have a thumbs up if you guys have claimed, or yes, claimed anything that you want to write to give me a confirmation that you guys have claimed the credit so that we can go ahead. For anyone who is new to this, I'm just going to go back to the PPT. Just going to get this link and put the link here. This is the whole detailed steps that you need to follow to get the credits. Once the credits are added into your account, they should be available to you like this. Yep. I hope everyone is with me till now, and anyone who has joined later in this whole program, please go and see the recordings. The credits will expire. Basically, the claiming option for credits will expire as soon as this session ends. So anyone who is doing it after that won't be able to get the credits. So if you have any friends who want to call, this would be the right time to call them on this session. If you have not claimed, again, as I mentioned, I have a whole detailed documentation that I just posted in the chat. I'm going to pin this. Okay, claim. Just a minute. I am just putting the document in the chat. And I have now pinned the message to, okay. Yes. Now I have pinned the message to the chat as well, and let me also add that message to the description so that it is also easier for you guys to go and get it. Meanwhile, who are just doing it till now, please go and complete. I am just updating the description. Okay. Yep. So I've also updated the description. If you go down and check the description, the link would be there how you can claim the credits. Yep. Yes, we are going to use Google Cloud. We are basically going to use the Gemini API that we are going to enable inside Google Cloud. Yep. So with this done, I'm just going to show you the AI Studio. So if you just open AI Studio, it would look something. The link, it is aistudio.google.com. You can open it with ai.dev. So if you want to also open it with a short form, this is the link. Just it is as simple as ai.dev. Yeah. So just accept the consent, and that's basically it. So you have chat, you have stream, you have video gen. You can also generate videos with the new model of VO2. Yep. You have some starter apps that are templates basically which you can use and build on or that, or if you want to use it directly, you can do that. Then next is, if you see on the right hand side of the AI Studio, you can select the model. So if you see, if you just hover, you can see Gemini 2, Gemini 1.5, 2.5, and there's the Flash and the Pro. And you can again see in details what is the cost that is going to be there if you choose any of the models. So you can basically estimate and what all features are there. What is this model basically, you can say famous, like why people are using that particular model and what is the use case and the rate limit. So all of that details are there. You can go and explore. What we are interested, and I'll come to this again later, is getting an API key. So one is that you can get an API key directly from here. So please remember that you should have basically you can create a new API key, but this would be the free tier of the API key. So since I created my account in a different profile, what we can basically do is I am going to go to, okay, where is my slide? Yes. So we are done with this particular claiming of the credits. Now let's go and start building. Yep. So let's get back into the presentation mode. Again, keeping this open for anyone to screenshot if you want to claim your credits post this session and before 12 in the night today. This is right here. Take a screenshot, copy paste it anywhere you want, save it somewhere so that you can go and claim the credits after this session if you're not able to do it right now. Okay. So just counting till 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, let's move ahead. Now, let's understand what we are trying to do in this whole workshop, right? So we are basically trying to generate an animated story video, and I've broken down that into 4 steps. First is generating a story, right? So we need to generate a story, and for that you're going to use the Google Gemini API, and as you can read, we are going to use it to generate a sequence of story scenes. Of course, we need a few scenes. So for now, we are just going to stick with 3. You can do more if you want. So I'm going to just stick 3 to keep it small. And we are going to create a structured prompt. I'll come to what a structured prompt is. I'll talk about why it is important in similar cases. But if you see, our each story scene is going to have 3 things. A prompt for an image, again, that will be given to an image generation. You can say to generate an image. Then we have an audio narration text, right? So basically, what is the script that is going to be converted into an audio file later, and the description of the characters to set the context, right? So each scene that we generate is going to have these 3 things. Okay, and we're going to get a JSON structure. I'll talk about what JSON is. If people who are new into this, I'll try to explain it as much as possible and make it easy for you. And we are going to take user input. So it is not that I am going to tell what we are going to make. I'll try to take your inputs on what story or what video we can make today. Again, for image generation, once we have the story, scene, and everything, we are going to generate image from that. And for that, we are going to use the Google Image Gen API. So based on the prompts generated in the previous steps, we are going to generate image from each of the scenes. Yep. Then again, as I mentioned, we have image, we have the audio, and we have the character descriptions. Then we are going to use the Google Gemini's live API to convert that text into an audio. Yep. Which again will be used to add an voiceover for that animated video. And then we're going to use a Python open source library called as MoviePy to basically, clip all those together, combine the audio, images, and videos so that it looks like a short video. I hope these steps are pretty clear. Yep. Why are you giving us free $5 credits? Because it is important. The image and APIs and everything, a lot of this would require you credits, or else you'll have to swipe your credit card, and that is something we don't want you to do. So that is the reason we are giving you free credits, as this is a collaboration event between the ML Mumbai community, which is part of the Google Communities ecosystem, right? So with their help, we are able to get these credits for you. So that you can use. You can choose not to use it and try with free, but most probably you will hit a hurdle if you're using the free APIs. Yep. So let's dive into the coding thing, and for that I'm going to use Python. Yeah. I hope everyone is with me till now. Yeah. Everyone is with me till now. Okay. Okay. So first of all, I'm going to use Google Colab. So it's easy. So Google Colab, just go to Google Colab. You can use a shortcut called as collab.new to basically directly open. I'm going to open a new notebook. And write the name. Okay. So let's remember the steps that we wanted to do. First was to generate a story with an image, prompt, audio prompt, and a character description. Second was to take those individual things and create an image, create an audio, and then give all of those for the movie API, MoviePy library of Python to basically combine it all together and create the video, right? So let's start off. So for the next 5 minutes, I'm not going to look at the chat so that I can actually, yeah, I'm seeing, but I won't be able to answer all of those things. Don't worry. If you guys are not able to get credits, please focus on the session now. At the end of the session, I'll try to explain again how you can get credits. Yeah. Yes, you can redeem it again. For now, just focus on the session. I'll explain how to do it again at the end of the whole session. Okay. So now the first thing that we need to do is basically you can install. Okay, guys, can we focus on this session right now so that I can actually see there? Okay. So first of all, what we need to do is get the Google GenAI SDK into this particular notebook, right? And for that, we are going to use a Python package installer. For everyone who is new into this, the code for that is %pip install google.genai, and you need to run this, and this is basically going to install the Google GenAI SDK right into your notebook. So you do not need to download anything. All of this runs on cloud, so it will save a lot of space and your RAM and everything. Yep. So if you see, a lot of things are installed right now, we just need to wait. So why are we installing this Google GenAI SDK, right? So it is basically going to let us interact with text, image, multimodal tasks, and anything that you want to do with the APIs of GenAI, right? Now this is a part of Google Cloud's Vertex AI platform for GenAI. So that is why we are installing this. Okay, so I hope the first step is clear. Again, I'll share this notebook also. So for now, we just need to focus on this. Now that we have Google Gen AI with us, we are going to particularly get a specific, okay, just give me a minute. We need a particular module inside this, because this is a whole library, right? We just need a particular module inside this called as Gemini. So we are going to basically get that particular thing with us. So from this, we are now going to import Google dot. Okay, if you see, it is showing me not sorry, it's JavaScript habits. So now what we have done in particular, this thing is we have imported Google.generative AI and we have renamed it as GenAI. So we don't have to type all of this all again and again. So we can just type GenAI and that would be it. I hope this is easy. So this is called as giving it an alias. So we don't have to refer to this whole thing all over again. We can just write GenAI. I hope till this you guys are with me. Guys, if you guys are failing to get credits, as I mentioned, please wait till the end of the session. I'll explain you guys how to do it again. For now, just focus on the session. I would really appreciate if you stop spamming about the credits and focus, because this is important. If you just get the credits and not able to utilize it, it is basically useless. Yeah, so I'll tell you, and don't worry, everyone will get credits. So please focus on this session right now. Yep. Google Notebook, you can, okay. If you guys want to, I don't know if I can actually share just the view access with everyone. But I am going to add my API secrets here. So that is something I'm not very sure with. But after this session, I'll remove the secrets and I'll give it. So for now, this is the link. You can go and create your own. So you can create it on Google Colab. So everyone who has joined late, please scroll back the video, like go in the rewind mode a little bit and watch the whole steps again. Yep. Guys, we have a lot to do. So please, would really appreciate if you guys focus on this. Now the very important step, right? After this, the very important step that we need to do is basically get our API key. Now there are two ways. Again, as I mentioned, you can get an API key directly from here. And if you have the billing account, so this is again linked to your Google Cloud, so you will get option here if you have the same. In my case, now the problem is it is two different accounts. So I'll try to open this particular thing where I had this thing. So ai.dev. This is the reason I'm saying, guys, when I'm doing something, so please focus so that you don't miss out on anything. I'll switch my accounts to the account that I'm using. And I go to next, get API key, create API key. So again, if you want to use an API key, this is how you can use it. You can get the free API directly from here. The project name is Gemini API. It is by default created. Yeah. So now we are also again, this is not something that how we want to do it, but we are going to go to the Google Cloud console, right? Now on this navigation menu, right? If you see this navigation menu, again, I have again documented this in the doc that I shared in the claim credits. If you scroll down, you can see you need to go into API and services. Then you need to go into library. Now we are looking for something called a Gemini API. So just put Gemini API and that should give you the first part, right? Which is just Gemini API, right? The gray logo for Gemini. Click on this and go and click on enable. That's it. And that should enable Gemini API in your account, right? And this should be the account that has, basically, okay, you're waiting for this to happen. This should be the account where you have the credits claimed. Yep. Now, if you see, right, we did not have any project selected. So it by default added it to my first project. So you can also create a project first and then add this API into your specific project if you want. I'm just doing it the default way so that it is easier for you guys. Now, all you have to do is go into the credential section and create credential. And then you have something called as an API key. If you see on this top, you have something called as an API key. So once you click on this API key, it is going to create an API key. Meanwhile, we'll go to the Google Colab and come back to this again later. I'll tell you why. Because it is a good practice for you to not write your credentials directly into the code file, so that in case you share this with anyone later or put it on GitHub and everyone, your code secrets, basically the something like, JWT tokens, your API keys, everything is just secure, your username, password. So what we're going to do is basically use something called a secrets manager, which is right here. So we're going to add our API key here, and from here we are going to use it there. Yep. And they have given us a direct code that is called Google, from Google Colab, import user data dot get secret name. Okay. So we are going to basically start writing this code. I can actually go and copy this right now. Yeah, that is done. Now let's go and get our API key. Okay, where did we keep it? Again, I'm going to get this API key, come back to my code right here, and again I am going to add you can call it simply as an API key and put the value here. Right, once you do this, you need to also give it the access to this notebook, right? So once you give it access to the notebook, this is done. Now we can use this particular API key as the keyword to basically access that key. Now how do we do that? So we need to also import OS. That will also, let us interact with the, okay, let me see the chats minute. Please explain the Gemini enable. Okay, so all you need to do is, guys, again focus. I'm showing it all over again. You need to go to, if you're in Google Cloud, you will okay, let me dismiss this. This is something that how you'll see this. You need to go to this navigation menu, click on this, go to API and services, then you need to go down to libraries. In library, you need to go and search Gemini API. Once you click on Gemini API, there would be something called as just Gemini API, no Cloud Assist, no Google Cloud. Click on that and enable. In my case, it is already enabled, so that is why I'm seeing an option in manage. In your case, if you have not done it yet, you would see an option to enable it. So once you do that, you will be taken to something similar to this. There you need to go into the credential section and click on create and create an API key, and that would give you a key. You can also see the key from here. I hope now I am pretty much clear on what the whole process is. Yes. Clear. Everyone? Okay. So let's go and access that API key. So the code to access this is, we are going to os.environ, and we're going to set it as an environment variable. So that is why I'm writing this. So we want to call it the same name that we have given to the key that we have stored. And again, let's see what is the code to get that particular thing. So in that case, this is going to be user data.get, and again we have named it as API key. So I am going to put the same name right here. Yep. So that's it. And now if you try to print this, if you will get, if you want to store it into a variable and check if it is the same thing, you can do that. I'm not going to do that right here. I have just set it. Yep. So this is done. Now we go to the steps that, now see, we have imported the required SDK, we have imported the required library, and now we have set the API key. Now we are all set to basically start writing the steps that we discussed. First is to generate a story. But before that, we need to set up our whole code base or the editor accordingly. So I am going to copy paste an installation setup. Again, I'll explain what all thing does. I don't want to write those installation steps. That is why I am copying all of this. So right? So what this basically gets is like it basically goes apt get update will update all the local, you can say, available packages, and it is going to install it into your collab file. Yeah, so this is basically, and again, if you see, we are installing the generative AI, movie, pie, pillow, all of those things all over again. Okay, so as I mentioned already, Google Generative AI is an SDK to interact with the text image generation with Gemini API. Movie, again, movie pie is basically for us to stitch all those together, and pillow is basically where we want to write something on image or something on that sort, or editing of images. That is where we basically use the pillow package of Python. Yep. So you don't need to understand all of this because our main focus here is to understand how the Gemini thing works. That is why I'm not putting much focus on this thing. Yep. Now, let's proceed. Now, let me see what's the chat. Okay, now everyone is, yeah. Okay. So now with that, we are going to again, we have already imported OS, but again, I'll write here import OS, and then we need to also import the JSON because that is how we want to structure our data. So I'm importing the JSON, and we also want to import NumPy. I don't want to write it all together. And yep, so these are a core data processing imports that we have done. Again, if you want me to explain what all of this does, so OS basically will give you access to operating system functionalities like working with files, path, directories if you want. JSON, again, as I mentioned, JSON will give us parsing and generating JSON files functionality. Then NumPy is going to be a numerical computing package in Python, right? For arrays, math, matrix, anything that you want to handle in Python, that is what NumPy does. And bytes is basically an in-memory binary stream creator that will help us create that. Again, you don't need to understand all of this in very detail as of now, but yeah, feel free, once I give you this code notebook, feel free to go on Google and learn more about it. If you want to learn in detail, we'll have a separate workshop where we talk about all those libraries in detail. Okay, so with this done, now what we're going to do is we need to also handle images, right? Again, this is all set up right now. We are not started writing the actual prompts. So this is all set up, and this is actually important. Now, as I mentioned, this is for core data processing. I have to write a lot of code, so I'll be now for image handling. As I mentioned, we are going to use the pillow package. So from PIL import image, that is for image processing and manipulation. Yeah, and from IPython was that library IPython dot yeah, IPython dot display. Okay, it is showing, that is good, it is showing from IPython dot display import display. Yep, now this is done for image. Now again, once we have the image, we also need to finally convert it into a video. For video and audio, we need to do a few setup. So for video and audio, this is for video and audio. So from, as I mentioned, we are going to use the movie pie library. So if you see, we have, this is good that it has given us the pre-written content from movie pie editor. Import video file clip, audio file clip, but we don't need all of this. So video file clip is not required. We need image clip. Then we need the audio file clip, that is there, but we also need composite video clip, and we also need something that will concatenate the video clips, right? So if you see, it is suggesting concatenate video clip, so that is done, right? So all of this is essential for video creation, concatenating images and videos, and then the editing of the video. So this is the setup done for this. Now again, to generate and display final, we'll just import a few libraries. Import time from ipython dot display. We also need one more thing, import html. Now again, I'll explain the whole code because I'm just setting it up. So let me just set it up. Once we start, because this is not important as of this code setup, but again, as I mentioned, I'll explain what is happening there once we start writing actual prompting. Once we're done with that, then I'll come and explain what is the setup. Or anyways, I'm going to give you all of this so you can basically copy the whole setup. Typing extensions as typing. This is for typing hints. Now for the async support. After this, I'll check the chats. Once I'm done with the support, I'll check the chats, right? So, okay, just given import nest async io dot apply. Okay, that's fair. Then we also need to get async io, and we also need to import context lib, and we also need to import wave for generating of the web files, right? The audio files. Now at the end, we also need to, this is for Google Gen AI. So for this, it is from Google import Gen AI. Yep. So that's pretty much it. This is done. The initial setup, one part of setup is done. Again, let me check in the chat how many of you guys are still confused. I will share the workshop details in a while. So once we are done with the workshop, I'll of course share that with you. So once this is done, now we're going to set up the Gen AI model, right, that we're going to use. So while we set up that, again, you can just copy paste this again here. I'm just writing it step by step, so you don't have to. Again, you can just import it once at the top. You don't need to write again and again, but I am doing it again and again just for the sake of it, right? So we are going to use the V alpha for the live API, V1 alpha. So there are multiple models. You can choose whichever it is there, right? For audio, I am using V1 alpha. So let's set it up. And again, you can get this base template in the docs of Google Gemini, how to write the code and everything. So Gen AI dot client. Then we need, since we are going to set it up as a request, so HTTP options. Yep. And again, inside this we are going to pass everything, right? So in this, the API version is something that we need to set first. As I mentioned, we are using the V1 alpha as a version. Yeah. So that is where you have set the client. Now we need to also set a constant where we are going to set the which model. And for this, we are going to use Gemini 2.0 Flash experimental version. So you can use the latest one if you want. So keep on experimenting, right? So for this model slash Gemini 2.0 Flash exp. Now from where do you get this name? Says basically you just go here, go to the studio, you can see the names right here, right? So you can get the names from here. If you want to get a template code, you can see. So this is how you can see, right? So basically I'm just writing this code. So you can also get it from the AI Studio if you want. Yeah. And you can basically get the name of the models right from here. So if you click on this, if you see, you can get the model name here. So in our case, I am trying to use Gemini Flash 2.0 experimental. So you can choose any of the latest 2.5 as well if you want. Yep. So that is very clear. Now for image, now which again, as I mentioned, for image, we are going to use the image gen 3.0. right? So for that, I am going to use image model ID is going to be, again, this is all is set up. So 3.0 slash dash generate and the word, and this is 002. Yes, I am written it right. So you can go and check. This is the base thing that I use always. Image 3.0 generate 002. I'm just going to check if I have written this correct. Hmm. Okay. Yeah. So all of these are available. So we are using image gen 3.0.002 for now. Yep. So you can go and check. So everything is available in docs. It is nothing like rocket science that we are doing. You just need to understand how to write it all together. So now with this, we have finally completed the setup, right? So now we are going to basically start writing a story, right? We are now going to start writing a story. So, okay, so let's do a run from the start to see if any errors are there till now. So we have so far, okay, we have got all the updates in the local. While this happens, I'll just look in your chats. Okay, okay. If you that is the thing, I'll just check if I can share this with you. You guys are not able to code with me. No worries. I'm trying to share my Google Colab. I just need to check if my keys are also visible to you or not. If that is not the case, I can actually go and share it with you. So just give me a minute to check that one part. If you guys are able to see my keys or not. Okay. So actually, oh, oh, oh. Okay. So let me check if I can. You guys can. Okay. I can actually go and share you the code. Looks like. So this is the collab file. I am also going to add it in the description. Yep. So you guys can actually go and start doing it along with me. Build with AI, I'll show. That is where we'll start right now. This is all the setup. We are just setting up the AI models and everything. Now we are actually go and start building. Yeah. So this is done. Let's get the core processing libraries. For credits, again, don't know why you guys are not able to check it. I'll just go and check if the link is working or not. Sorry. Guys, the link is still working. You can actually go and check it. I'm just trying it and my thing it is working. If you see, if I bring this to the screen, I just tried doing this and it is still working. So maybe try after some time, or try if you're doing on mobile, try to do it on a desktop, but it is still working. Or try after some time, clear cache, anything, and it should work. Yeah. So let's start writing the code. We have exact half an hour to be honest. Yeah. So now that error should, okay, we are getting an error. What is the error? Client implicit initialization missing arguments. What are we missing here? HTTP options, this is correct. Hmm. We did add API key here, right? Oh. I was on the wrong file. Yep, this is where we were. Hmm. Let's try to read the code from start. We have done generative AI. That is correct. API key is done. Let me try something. I don't know if it is a set thing. Google API key. Google API key. Add secret. Okay, so far so good. Not trying to understand what went wrong. Okay, I'm looking for chats if you guys. Okay, there in a code due to missing required authentication when initializing a Gemini client. Okay, yep, yeah, but okay, but I guess this should still work. Yep, this should still work because yep, it is now it is working. I guess we did not run one of the initial files above, and maybe that was the error. Now it is still working. Yeah, that way also you can do, but again we are setting it right here, right? So we have already given the API key, so shouldn't be a problem in this particular part. Yeah, so now let's start with the story generation. Again, as I mentioned, we need to create a structure, right? So again, we are going to create a class. Again, if you guys are new to programming, we're just creating a blueprint of how we want the things to be. So in Python, I'm just going to create a class. So class story segment. Again, if you have some basic Python knowledge, this would be easy for you. If not, still fine. You can write it in any of the languages. So okay, it was giving some of, so it is giving, I just clicked on tab and I'm going to edit it what I want. Image prompt, yes, we want it. Image URL, we don't want it because we don't have any URL, so I'm just going to delete it. Audio prompt, yes, we want it, but I'll just give it, yeah, we can call it audio prompt as well. And instead of audio URL, another thing that we wanted was a character description. Yet, so character description, and again the type of that is going to be an str. So that's done, so you don't need this as of now. Again, we need another class called as the response, right? The how we want the story to come to us. So story response. In this, again, same typing type dict story segments, right? We are just going to call, instead of story segments, we're going to just call it as a complete story. Again, I know it might feel a bit lengthy, but this is how you will have to start with the initial part while you're doing this. sorry, my bad. And then the number of pages, right? So how many scenes do we want it? So this is going to be a number. Now once we have set all of this up, then we need to tell us how the sequence is going to be, and that is where we create a function that will generate the story sequence, right? So for that we are going to use the def keyword, because that is what we use while we create a function in Python, right? So there generate story sequence. Yeah, so in this we are basically going to pass the, this is going to take a complete story, which is again which we have written here, and what all comes is it can be an str, right? Since it is a, we're going to write in string, and then we're going to give the number of pages, and then it is going to give not just one, but it is also going to give us a list of story responses. Okay, so I'm just going to change this to a list. So okay, I can maybe, yes, this works. List. So what this basically is telling is that this function will take a complete story, right? Which is a list of story segment, all strings, right? All strings, and then the number of pages, and is going to return something like this to us. Yeah, again you can name it anything. It should not, it's not like you name the same thing that is right here. You can name it anything. These are just the parameters. Okay, now what should happen with that? Now the response that we are going to store here, what it is going to be is, now we call the client that we set up above, right? So the client dot models dot generate. Now we are asking it to generate the content for us. So generate dot content. Now in this, again we have to set the model that we have chosen. In this case we have chosen the flash model. So model equals model, since we have set it as a constant, so we are not going to change it. Now the contents for that, what is the content for that we want to, again we are going to okay, let me, yes, now we can write multi-line. Now again I'm going to give you a pre-written, there's a template that I have written for this. So let me just go to the, just a minute, I'm going to add this in the Notion file also for you guys. I'm not able to edit this Notion file, I don't know why here. Maybe I can do it. Yeah, if you go down on the Notion file, I have copied this content. It is just basically what we want the AI to do. So if you just read it out, you will understand that it is nothing but that you are an animation video producer, generate a story sequence about the complete story that we are passing inside this, in the number of pages that we tell you to, with interactions and characters, 1 second each scene, write image prompt, write the audio text, and write the character description. This is all things that we are telling the AI to do. Right now, what is the type of response that we want? So we need to configure that all again. So again, in the configurations, we are going to tell response underscore mime underscore type. Now we want it in JSON, right? So application JSON. Just a minute, getting a call from home. Give me a minute, guys. Need to attend this. Yeah. So now, right here, once we have set this up, then we just basically go and also set the schema that we want a list, right? We just don't want a story response. We want a list of story response, because there are going to be multiple scenes, right? So we are going to get it as a list. So that's it. So once we have set up all of this, is there is some error that is there? Where did I miss? Did I miss anything? Response. Okay. Now I'm going to basically write a try and catch block in case we run into any error. Now my config is okay. This was not closed. To okay. Okay. My bad. Wrong brackets. I missed out on comma. So yeah, now in the try catch, we are basically again basically write what we want to do. So story data dot text. Now the response that we get, right? Response dot text is basically going to get stored in this story data text, right? Now we also are going to get a list. So I am going to store it in the story data list. So JSON dot loads story data text. Yeah. So once that is done, we're just going to check if we are going to check only if this runs only if there is more than 0, right? If we don't want to run it on an empty response that comes back to us, so we're just going to check that the list or anything that comes back is not 0, right? So if is instance of story data list and list, we don't want the whole code, story data list and the length of the story data list is greater than 0. Now if this is greater than 0, then we want to basically get the first story data, and we want this first thing here. Now again, I don't want all of this pre-written code. Story data, we get the first index right here, then we return story data dot get. Now again, we want to get the complete story, and just pass an empty thing, and then story data dot get pages. No, we want story data dot get. Again, the character description that we are setting, if you see on the top, we have the character description that we have. I'm just going to get that. Character description, and basically something like this. If this does not happen, then we want to return an empty list. Yep. And if this fails, the try fails, then we just show an error. Okay, this was unnecessary. Then we show an error. Now what error we can do is basically, you can basically show a key error that there is nothing in there, So we are tracking a lot. We are just going to see a few errors that we're tracking, that the type of the response that we wanted to was not correct, or the index was not correct. So for that we will have index error. And then we have, if there was some issue in the JSON, so we'll have JSON decoder and error passing story data or error passing JSON, anything that you want, and you can just then hit return. Again empty, right? I know, very complicated, but let's try to run this and see what do we get. Nothing as of now. Now comes the main thing. Meanwhile, it's been long. Okay, I hope you guys are able to actually see it in the Google Colab that I have shared with you. The all code will be there. You can actually go and copy paste, because this is, we're just setting up. Now comes the actual generation part. In the next code block, we're going to generate the story, right? Now again, I want you to give me a theme, right? What, like, it can be two animals playing, or anything that you want me to generate a story. Like maybe it can be a cat and dog playing. So I just need a theme from you guys that I want to, that I need, that I can put here. Let's just write the code for it. Yeah. Now we are basically starting generation of the story. So as I mentioned, I need a theme from you guys, so I'm going to keep it empty. And the number of scenes, for me, as I mentioned, I am going to stick with 3, but you can do it any number of scenes that you want to do it. And story segments equal, now we are going to use the function generate story sequence theme and number of themes. We don't want all of this. So if you see now it will start making sense, like the function that we created, right? So this theme and the number of scenes are going to be passed right here. So instead of complete story, the theme that we want is going to be passed, and the number of scenes is basically the number of pages, like basically the number of you can say block of items that you want, each having a story description, an audio description, and a character description, right? And then I'm going to print. Again, this is going to come in JSON, so we need to put it as a list. So JSON dot dumps. This is just like if you have done JavaScript, it is like JSON dot parse. So just to encode and decode in JSON, so that is the only thing. So JSON dot dumps story segments, and I'm just going to put some indent so it's properly formatted. Yep. So now I'm looking for the chat for the story title that I want to do. Can we do that monkey scenes where he steals the two cat food? Okay, anyone else would want to help me with a title? This is one that we have got from monkey who steals two cat food. Tom and Jerry becomes friends. Okay, let's try this. Let's see how. Let's try with Tom and Jerry become friends. Attribute generate. Okay, looks like I did a spelling mistake. Yeah. Again, a spelling mistake. Uh, okay, my bad. Generate underscore content. Now Okay, so many errors. Now what is it? Generate content validation error. Okay, extra inputs not permitted, response schema. Story segments, story sequence. Okay, generate story sequence. Let's try to see what went wrong. Hmm. Clients dot model dot generate content, model equals model contents. Okay, then we have set the config. We want a list. Okay, spelling mistakes, guys. Yep, I guess now it is pretty much working. Fingers crossed. Okay, indent. Did I do another spelling mistake? Yeah. Now a bracket mistake. Hope now it works. Fingers crossed. Yep. So finally we are able to get the response. Now if you see, it is generated the structure that you wanted. Yeah. So yes, if you guys able to see, we are finally able to generate the particular file that is there, the list, and the way we wanted it: image prompt, audio prompt, and the character description. Yes, till now we have reached. Now we just need to generate image, and then from that we also need to generate the audio and everything. Yeah. So for that, what I will do is, since we are running out of time, what I will do is, let me try to do something for you guys to make it very easy. H2. So uh, mm, just trying to paste everything in one doc. Yeah, can you guys now go and check the document that I had shared? uh, okay, let me try something. Just trying to get everything at one place so it is also easier for you guys to copy paste if required. Mm, yeah. Yep. So now if you go and check the document that I had shared, Okay, I'm only getting lost. Yes. So this was the doc, right? So just going to yep. So now if you go and refresh this, I have added the steps there. So you can actually go and follow this all here. So just I will add one more step. I guess missed out on adding the steps where you can actually go and just copy from here so that it is easy for you guys. I'm just going to copy this part of code that comes after generative. Set your API key in secrets. Yep. Okay, so now let me see the chat. I hope everyone has the document now. Can you go and check? I've added everything in the document. Can you guys now go and check if everyone can see? Just below this $5 credit, I have given a step-by-step guide. If you guys go and check, I've added all these steps here. Can you confirm if you guys are able to see this? It is in the same document that I shared and which is pinned in the chat. Just go and see the pinned document in the chat. I'm also, if you want, I'll again paste it here. So we are going to now just follow this so it is easy for us and I don't have to write the whole code. So now we have reached till the part, and again I have written a very detailed explanation for anything if you are new what happens, right? So you can go and check this also. So that is there. So we reach to a part where this is done, and we created this thing, right? We created this thing. Now we are going to basically start working with the audio part, right? We are just going to start working with the audio part. So for that, I'm just going to copy this part and come to our code file right here and put this part and run enter. For now, nothing is going to happen. We're just going to set it up. That is what it is there. And if you want to see what we just did, you can just go on the explanation part. And this is a custom context manager written using Python. Now let's break it down. So we just open a wave file, we write it, we give the sample rate and everything, right? Channels and everything, frame rates, and then you can see line by line description. Again, the whole description again generated with AI only, so you can go and see it is in detail. So just going to go back and close this. Now we write a function to basically generate the audio file. So now please remember, if I run this, we should probably, I'll explain this. I'm not just going to run files. Now again, this is to track temporary audio files, video files, and everything. One thing that you need to understand is this audio negative prompt. Now if you try doing without this, the audio that you will get by default will have these things. Okay, I will do this or that. uh, so instead of that, we need to tell the AI that we don't want all of these things when you're giving us the audio back. So we just need only the story and using the voice expressions and everything. We don't want any of that. I will do this, okay, and everything. That is where we have given the audio negative prompt specifically for it, right? Again, all of this is also detailed down here. You can go and read in this. Now we will go and write the processing thing and click on enter. Now if you see, now this is the error that we got because we have given the name as audio text in the top. Yeah, that was auto suggested, but below down we have, sorry, we have given audio prompt and this is given as audio So if I just convert this to audio text, you can do any, you can write this to audio text, or you can go down and write audio prompt here. So it is the same thing. It is just that everywhere it should be same. So in case it is different, it is not going to work. I guess there is. Mm, mm, yep, we need to start running it again from the place where we changed it. So audio text, let's generate this again. Let's run this now. Let's run this now. Let's run this now. Okay, now we have a different. Okay. Hmm. Now, if you see, right, if you're on a free tie, you're going to get this error. The error says image gen is only accessible to build users at this time. We are on a build user, so we'll go to Google Cloud Console and see what is the error all about. Hmm. Okay, why do I feel I always land on the wrong file? Okay, let's go and see what is the error. Okay, this is not the cloud that we want in to be in. Should go here, API and credential, show key, get this key. Again, don't worry, I'll change it. Uh, are you guys also getting the error, or is it just me? Are you guys also getting an error? Let's see. What's the issue there? Let's try to enable the Vertex AI API and then try to run it. It shouldn't be a problem usually. No, what is happening? Hmm. Nope. Uh, Strange. Okay, let me try running this file. I guess this is basically because I'm using multiple profiles, switching here and there. So let me try running this here. Hmm. Working right. I don't know why then might I yeah, it is basically because I did use multiple profiles. I was changing profiles here and there. That is why it is giving me an error. But it shouldn't give error in your case. So I'm just fixing that. I'm just getting everything into one account. So that should solve everything for us. Yep. So now let's run. Let me run everything again. Yeah, you created image, right? So it should work. It is basically because my profiles were separate, work and the personal where the cloud billing is linked. So I'm just running all the cells all over again. Yeah, I know my billing address is there. That was because just the profiles were different. So I'm just running all the code again in the profile where I have the Google Cloud Console. Yep, you have created the video. That's amazing. So yeah, if you have done, if just write it about on Twitter what you learned, what you built, and tag Let's Upgrade TFUG and me. I'll share the link for that as well. The configuration usually takes a lot of time, so let's just try running it. Code data processing is done. This is done. This is done. This is done. To build users, what is the issue? Okay, let me try with my another email ID where the link, the billing ID is there, but this is weird. It's working for you, it's not working for me. That is a new thing. So yeah, so let me hmm, okay, let's try to Google this because my billing account is set. Hmm, okay. Okay, for some people it's working, for some people it's not. Let me see what the issue is. So I have multiple billing accounts here. Let me switch to this one. Yeah, if you see, my billing account is set. Okay, so what I would have to do is select a project. Project settings, manage billing, and I will have to add the billing account. Yep, got the issue. There was no billing account on my project. So what you need to do is select your project, go to project settings, then add the billing account. Now it should work for us. Now it shouldn't be a problem. So I've done the process. You just need to go to your project, open the project settings, and just link it to the trial billing account that we just set. And then it should pretty much work. So let me just go back and get the API key. Let's try it now. Yep, now it's working. Now if you see, it is going to basically create images. Yeah, so now if you see, it has created images of Tom and Jerry, with the story being Tom and Jerry glare at each other in bright cartoon kitchen, cheese and mousetrap, visible blue curtains, Pixar style, kids animation. Audio is going to be Tom and Jerry are still enemies, but the story is about to change. So if you see, all of this is in the now. You see, we have three scenes. You can of course create more if you want. Now this is something that we have reached till now. So after this, what we want to do is, if we go on the detailed steps, did this, till where did we write the code? Till here. Now the final thing is we want to merge all these clips together, and the audio, of course the audio is still there but we cannot see it yet. So we are just going to add a last line of code that will basically merge all of this and we will get an output. So once I write this, if you see, it is writing all of this together and it will be giving you an output as a video that you can basically go and play, and you can basically write any story that you want. So yeah. Yeah, now you can basically play around with this unless you don't exhaust your $5 bill. But for now, if I have to say it, instead of Tom and Jerry, we can put Thanos and Iron Man become friends, and instead of this I am going to put 5. Okay, you're not able to hear. That is because while I was sharing screen, I had to share the audio as well. So just give me a minute. I'll do that for you now. Mm, it won't let me share. Weird. So audio is not available. It's not giving me to share in this, but the audio is playing. I can actually hear it. So if you see Thanos, so I have created one on Thanos. Let's try to do that. Let's create the audio and the images for this. So let's see what it gets us. So this is what it has got us. So you will have to be good with prompts. Guys, if you're getting any error, just follow the documentation that I have shared and you can just copy paste the whole thing. So it has made Thanos into turtle. I don't know why. But yeah, you have to be just good with your prompts. Uh, it is watering Thanos. Again, no clue why they are doing it, but still. The latest collab notebook would be, let me just delete my key from here and share with every one of you this file. Okay, so for, okay, with that we actually come with the to the end of the hands-on. But yeah, now very important thing is, please go and write about what you learned. I know it was a lot of programming, but yeah, since uh, it was required, we will try to do a code lab next time so that you don't have to write much. But this is basically is required if you're actually writing something where you want to basically achieve similar video generation, and this was in very core programming. So there are ways you can make this smaller. But yeah, okay, let me just share my screen so I can show you. Yes. So before I show you how you can get your badge for today's session, you need to go and write about what you learned. Tag me. This is my handle Prasad797. Tag LetsUpgrade.in and tag TFUG Mumbai so that all of us can like your post, retweet, and everything. You can also write about us on in LinkedIn if, and please tag again Let's Upgrade me and TFUG. Most of the handles are similar for across all our social handles. Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed. So my Twitter ID is right there. Can I have a quick confirmation if you actually understood, and if you guys, how many of you guys actually tried? I actually want to know because I know it was a lot of coding to do. Thanks, Krishna. We'll check. Yep. And regarding the certificate, now let's come to the interesting part. And for all the people who have stayed back, and yeah, as I promised, I'll also explain how to get your credits. Yep. So now, uh, the very interesting part, and since you guys have stayed back, I am going to tell you about how to get your certificates and also about how you can basically, how you can basically claim a badge. Now first, let's understand how you can claim a badge. So you can get your build with AI badge from Google Cloud. uh, right from here. Again, I'm going to keep this for now. You can go and scan this. Google Build with AI badge will be added to your Google developer profile. So please go and yeah, you can attach Ketkey. Please go and attach a screenshot. It just makes us understand that we actually tried it. So if you have written the code, if you have tried something, try to put your outputs. Okay, try to put the screenshots where you generated the story, or if you can upload a video of what you created with this, please upload that and tag us. That will actually make more sense rather than a screenshot of me teaching. Yep, I code myself. That's great. I would have also loved to code myself everything, but I just checked the watch and we are running out of time. So that is the reason I just had this tutorial ready. So that is something I shared with you directly. Okay. So once this is done, now let's go and get your Let's Upgrade certification. So now if you go again and check all the 123 people since you stayed till the end, now if you go and check your description, you would have a link to okay to enroll. Yeah, join ML community and see if you see registration, attendance, LU coins. So the link would look something like this. Yeah, so I'm just putting the link, every link in the chat. Just open that link. I'm also opening that in the yep. So whew, again I have to stop the screen share for a minute because I have to put my mobile number. Just a minute, I'm just logging in. I'll show you how to get your certificates from Let's Upgrade. And everyone who posts and completes will try to send a special certificate from the ML Mumbai community to you as well. Okay, so yeah, so this is once you click on the link that I shared in the YouTube, you are going to come on to this particular dashboard in Let's Upgrade. So first of all, you need to go and enroll. I believe everyone has enrolled. If not, please go and enroll. So once you enroll, you just come down and mark your attendance. Now that we have completed the session, you can go and mark your attendance, rate whatever you want. But if you're rating anything less than 10, please ensure that you're letting us know what went wrong. Yeah. So for now, since I'm doing it, I'm going to do it nothing. But you can mark anything that you want. Now that once you have marked attendance, I'm just going to try and refresh. Okay, let me get the certificate enabled. Since the session is still going, you guys are not able to see the certification, but I'll solve that for you. Give me a minute so that you guys can get certificate right now. Meanwhile, please go to this page and enroll. If not enroll, if you have enrolled, please go and mark your attendance. Yep. Now let's go and refresh. I think the certificate should be weird, but let me sort this. Ta-da. Certificate would be available right here below this. Maybe it is not showing to me. Let me know if you guys are able to show it, because if I go in this, it should be visible something like this right after this. If you guys are able to see it, let me know. It will basically come after the session is stopped. So maybe I tried to do it manually, but I guess it will come after this program is done and I close this program. You can go and get it from here. So let's wait. Yep. Mohammed, just check with the code that I shared in the pinned comment, right? All of that code is there detailed. Just check if you have any punctuation errors, if you have any capital small errors, right? Any kind of errors, because that is the same error that I made, and it is possible that we write the latest collab is showing this error. Okay. Okay. Let me do one thing. Let me go to my Notion, and what I will do is okay, just a minute, folks. Let's put it on charge. Okay, let me sort that for you again. There is some error that you guys are facing. I'll give a link to the collab file in the same Notion document. Okay, give me a minute. I guess there was some error in the collab file that I shared. So I'm just creating a copy and sharing with you. Okay. Yep, I have the new link to the collab file. Certificate will be visible tomorrow in the same platform. So since the session is still now going on, you won't be able to download it now. So it will be available tomorrow. So I've updated the collab file in the description. I'm also adding that in the Notion document. Give me a minute and I'll show you where I have added it. Yep. So yeah, so I hope now my screen is visible to you and what is shared. Yes. So now if you see, I've added this collab file. So all you need to do is click on this collab file and it will take you to everything that we just wrote. And you can create a copy if you want to save, or you can just try in this directly, but you'll need to put your API keys. So all of this is there. So if you want to save anything, so you'll have to use your own API keys and everything. So I hope you know how to use your API keys. I'm just going to delete this. Okay, I need to delete it from my original one so that nobody uses it. Yeah. So in this document itself, everything is there. So there is yeah, if you guys, all of those who were not able to claim the credit, again the link is this. Open this link in a new tab, you will see something like this. Then this page should be visible. You have to click to access here. You need to basically put your details. It should be a Gmail account, or anything other than Gmail account will not work. Even if your work ID, any domain other than Gmail will not work. And once you get your credits, it should be available something called as a Google platform trial billing account. There you can scroll down into the credit section and check if it is added or not. And for the image and API to work, again, as I mentioned, it should be a build account. That is why we are giving the credits. So you need to enable the Gemini API and also ensure that the project that you have linked has the same billing account. So for that, you can basically go to the Cloud Console, select the project and attach a billing account. Yep. So once you get an API, then you can basically follow these steps where you can copy paste the code if you want, or you can just run the ready-made collab file that I just shared with you, which is on the top. I hope everything is clear now. Yeah. If you are uploading on GitHub, please ensure that your keys are not visible. Yes, and again, please go and write about what you learned. Attach the screenshots. Attach the video if you created. Everything in the tweet that you make on the LinkedIn post. Tag LetsUpgrade. Tag TFUG. Tag me so that we can go and comment on it, repost about it. Okay. Yep. All good. How to get certificate? So we have so everyone who basically will tweet will get to know who has tweeted, right? And will, based on the attendance that you have uploaded in LU, of course, that is where we'll come to know. So if you have submitted an attendance and if you see your post, which is good, then we have your IDs, right? And we'll come to know who all are there. So with that, we'll send you the certificates from ML Mumbai. For badge, this is the QR code. You can go and get the badge from here. Yep. Yes, you can write on LinkedIn as well. Twitter, LinkedIn, I think is fine for us. Just please include screenshots. Just don't write plain post. So this is the badge. Just scan this QR code and you will get your badge. Okay. Okay, so with that, we come to a wrap up for today's session. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for being patient. We'll see you in the next workshop on Gemini in maybe next week. I'm also doing a clone of API, Gemini AI. We are going to build the whole chatbot using HTML, CSS, core HTML, CSS, not any frameworks or libraries, HTML, CSS, and we are going to build a working chatbot with Gemini API. So you can go and check that program on the Let's Upgrade website. Along with that, we have a lot of workshops planned on Excel, Power BI, and by today or by tomorrow or day after, we should have the whole list of programs that we're doing in June, where you'll get to learn about Tailwind CSS, React, how to build your portfolio websites and everything. All those new programs are coming up real soon in the next 2 days. Please go and check those out also on the website. Please share with your friends. You can be a part of our student ambassador program. Please, if you are interested, you can go and check that as well. So yep, so if you can check, this is student ambassador program that we run, where you can win a lot of prizes from Let's Upgrade. So you can go and check that as well. And in the explore program section, you will find all the upcoming programs that are there. So this is the one that I'm going to take, that is on exactly, oh, this is 5 days from now. Okay, so we'll meet again on next Monday. If you are not enrolled, please go and enroll in this as well. And then we have the MongoDB bootcamp that is coming. We have Python bootcamp. We are also doing a lot of programs on AI and Gen AI, and also like we are building a RAG chatbot with Python. That is also in the next week. And then we have Power BI. So check out all of those boot camps. Very helpful for your resume if you're actually building skills. Okay, with that, I'll take leave from you guys. Thank you so much for being so patient and being a wonderful audience. I'll see you guys in the next one. Till then, bye bye. Good night and have a great day ahead. Bye, folks. Okay, you guys need the QR code for Twitter. Guys, please take a screenshot. Okay, what I will do is I will put this in the document also. Yeah, so I've added the same thing in the Notion document as well. If you just go and refresh, you should be able to see that. On the top, if you see, I have added the link. It's just taking some time to load. Yeah, so if you can just go, you can click on this tweet. Yeah, so that was it. I hope everything is now covered. Bye bye. Good day. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, let me just stop the screen.